Hi everybody, this is Boog Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Collector's Edition Platinum Blackfire figure, which is the variant of Starfire. So before we take a look at Blackfire, let's take a look at the accessories that she comes with. So first up, you get this flight stand. She looks really cool in this pose on the flight stand, actually. Up next, you get the data file and the card holder. We've seen this used on the previous Collector's Edition figures, so let's go ahead and take that out of there. As I've said before, I do wish the Platinums had different art than the regular. It wouldn't hurt just for McFarlane Toys to recolor this to make it look like Blackfire. But if you want to read Starfire's bio, go ahead and read that now. It does suck that they didn't make a special card for this, since this technically is a brand new character. And finally, she comes with these effect pieces. And these effects look great. They're done in a translucent purple color. And I think that looks really good, but they are extremely loose on the figure and they don't stay at all. I don't know why they didn't make the holes to put her hands in a little bit smaller, because the second you put her hands down, like in the pose that I had her in on the flight stand, then they'll just drop off constantly. These are so loose it's not even funny. You can see how loose it is just like that. This one is loose as well. It just goes on, and then the second that well, you can see that one just fell off without me even doing anything. So I do not know why McFarlane Toys did this. I mean, you can see how big the hole is compared to her hand. This does use the pieces from the Catwoman body mold, so the hands do pop off. I would have preferred for there just to be a peg hole to put the hand peg down in and attach this to. I think that would have looked really good. But yeah, I absolutely hate these effects. They look nice, but they are not meant for this figure at all. This was definitely made with a bigger figure in mind, because this just slips right on and falls right off. I was looking for a Marvel Legends effects piece that was similar, and the only thing I could find was this one, which it still isn't the accurate collar. I did mod this one out. I put a little piece of elastic on the back of it. That way it would stay on her arm. And I think that actually looks really good. I think that looks much more in proportion to the figure and like flames than this humongous effect piece. So yeah, if you have Marvel Legend, I'm trying to think of what could be similar in color to this. Maybe Blue Marvel's effects. That might be similar in color. But yeah, you will have to mod these out if you want them to fit, because her arms are just way too thin for any effects pieces I have. So if you have any recommendations for some cool effects that work with this, let me know in the comments. So now let's go ahead and take a look at her head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, I think McFarlane Toys did a very good job on this. It is just a repaint. This entire figure is just a repaint of Starfire, but I think it's done very well. They got the orangish skin tone right. I do feel like she has a lot of blush right here on her cheeks though. Her cheeks are very red. So yeah, I don't know why they went so overboard on that. Her cheeks are just about the color of her eyes. Knowing McFarlane though, this is probably not cast in that orange color. For some reason, McFarlane will give us a figure that should be cast in, say, like this color, and then it'll be cast in like black or a completely different color that you won't expect. So yeah, if you remove that, definitely be careful. My best advice would be just to paint over it if it bothers you that much. The sculpt to the hair is also fantastic. All the little strands and how it's flowing, it looks fantastic. And it has some very nice blue shading over top of it. That looks really, really awesome. This is one of my favorite hair sculpts that McFarlane Toys has done. It just looks very nice. I do kind of think a translucent plastic with blue shading over top of it would have looked good. I think it was the classic, like, late 90s, early 2000s Starfire, and then the 2012 one that used translucent hair. I think that would have looked really good, but even though it doesn't use that, I think it looks fantastic. You do get some reuse from Catwoman, which I don't mind. I think it actually works for the figure. You do get this new upper torso with this jewel piece right here. And the way that this is made, I didn't think that she actually had any butterfly joints here. It's just the design of the suit and the way it's sculpted really hides that articulation there. I really thought that this was just sculpted on no butterfly joints, but the silver actually is the butterfly joints. McFarlane integrated those pretty seamlessly into the suit's design. Here is Catwoman next to Blackfire. You can see that the midsection is the same. You get a new diaper piece. And yeah, the boots are the same. I didn't see the line on this one at first. The boots are the same, the heels are the same, and the arms are the same. One thing that I really don't like about this figure is the fisted hands. Not only do I think she should have came with an alternate set of open hands, but you can see the parts of the glove that they just painted over for this one. So, you know, McFarlane has a bunch of hands that they could have reused on this figure, but they literally just repainted Starfire's, and you can see the knuckles on the gloves right there, and the sculpted line that they just painted over. You can see where I did scuff the knuckle up on mine, from trying to get them in the effects pieces. I thought maybe I just wasn't pushing hard enough. That is my fault, but I thought maybe it needed to be a tighter fit, and then I scuffed it up. So now let's go over her articulation, and honestly this is the part where the figure is lacking the most, which Catwoman was a really nicely articulated figure, so it's weird that this one is kind of a step back. So she has a head that can't look back at all. The hair sculpt is really thick and heavy, which I didn't expect it to be too articulated with this massive hair piece. She can look down all the way. She can move her head side to side very nicely. She has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out, very nice butterfly joints. Swivel at the bicep that can move side to side. Double-jointed elbows that can bend all the way in. Wrists that can move up and down and spin all the way around. Ball-jointed diaphragm and waist that can move back just a little bit. She can't crunch forward at all. And that really bummed me out, because McFarlane Toys has actually been improving this joint right here. So she can't move forward at all. She can't really move side to side up here. She can move side to side at the waist. You can get her moving around very slightly. She can do a complete split. She can kick forward all the way. She can kick back all the way. The thigh swivel is extremely limited right here. I think maybe you'd need to cut some of the plastic off right here, up in this joint, if you wanted her to have a better thigh swivel. She has double jointed knees that can bend back that far, ankles that can move down just a little bit, up just a little bit, spin all the way around, and toe articulation that can move up all the way. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here she is next to Nightwing. Here she is next to Raven. Here she is next to Donna Troy, which surprisingly has become a very hard figure to find. I remember when she was just peg warming at all my Walmarts and GameStops, and she has shot up in price. Now that Starfire is actually out, the rest of the Teen Titans members that were pretty easy to find are going up in value now. Here she is next to Beast Boy. And finally, here she is next to the massive Flashpoint Cyborg Build-A-Figure. And I believe it leaked that we're getting a new Cyborg. I think it was like New 52 based or something, but a Cyborg that's not so big. So yes, I do believe one of those is coming later this year. So overall, I know a bunch of people are going crazy trying to find this Platinum, and it is a nice figure, but I don't know if it's necessarily a figure to go crazy over. It's good, don't get me wrong, but I do think it could have been better. I really hate the effects. I feel like she looks really bland without those effects, and they just don't stay on her. As I said, it looks like it was made for a bigger figure and just doesn't fit on her right. And I feel like the articulation could have been better. There were some places like the ab crunch that I was really disappointed in. And so while it's a good figure, I wouldn't drive myself crazy not getting one. I ordered Starfire from Best Buy and I ended up getting the Platinum. That's why I have this one. So I still do need to get the regular version, but I feel like the regular version will be the same way. It's good, but it could have been better, is the way I feel on that. I also forgot to mention that I don't necessarily think this should have been a collector's edition release. I think most of the collector's edition releases have been really nice. I think they've been really cool figures with some really cool Platinums, but I don't necessarily think this one deserved a collector's edition just because. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.